And this is why you have to stay on top of your backyard garden. Look at this. It's a ankle deep mess. But it's growing. Things are growing. Food's coming in, which is fun. And my yard guy is coming today. He cuts edges and leaf blows and weed whacks and whatever, and I take care of everything that's in a container or raised bed. But look at my long beans coming in on the right side of this trellis. Now, on this side of it, in this raised bed, I have put scarlet runner beans, and they make pretty little flowers that the hummingbirds love, but I haven't seen a single bean on that. So at the base of it, I just stuck sweet potato vine in, and this is either regular sweet potatoes or it is the Japanese purple yams. I'm not positive. We'll find out when we pull them up. But yeah, and then this is some backyard okra that's producing. Let me get back in, you can see it better. I have it up against the side of my studio for the crafting business. But it looks pretty. I've been getting okra off of it. Everything else is kind of a mess. But over here we have cowpeas, and they're growing like crazy, but there's not a single cowpea on it, if that makes sense. But it's growing pretty, and it's fine with me, because if it just shades that part of the yard, then that's all good. I'm hoping eventually it'll produce something like the beans over here. And then if you look at my big fig tree, I'm fighting the squirrels and the birds for the figs. And then on this one, it's getting really big too. But then over here, behind it on another arch, I stuck in butter beans. They're growing. I don't know if we'll get anything, but this is the backyard garden, and on the other side of this trellis, I gotta be honest with you, I don't know what bean this is I put in this bucket, and there might be some okra seeds in here. I get to throwing around seeds when that stuff doesn't grow and just making a mess, but it entertains me. It grows some food. I haven't really had to buy vegetables at the grocery store hardly at all, because of the front garden. So now that the back garden is looking like it wants to do something, this is little figgy right here, and this is medium figgy. The big fig is big figgy. And over here is a little Fuyu persimmon, I think it is. And then a mulberry dying sweet potatoes. No, this is Okinawa yams or sweet potatoes, whatever they are. That's what's in this bed right here on this side of the big arch, which was supposed to be a chicken coop, but I just use it as an arch. And then I put everything in there this past winter and covered it with plastic, and it kept all my baby trees going. Over here I have trouble growing stuff in this bed because the squirrels or whatever take them, or the grasshoppers try to eat stuff. But so I just threw some more what I think is sweet potato vine or the yams. But you could see something was chewing on it. I'm not sure. And over here I have my pineapple guava plants. But they all do good. I'm trying to get junk picked up out of the yard before my yard guy comes. Because he does not like a mess and he will mow over it. I think he misses the days before I started growing things. And this is the side fence of mulberries that need to be dealt with. And this is more of the yams, I think. And that little ladder there had oregano and basil and all that stuff, and I let it go last summer, and I hadn't dealt with it this year because there's only so much you can do on work. And that's a mulberry growing there, and then I have a randomly placed crepe myrtle. That's a fig that's not doing good, but I have like a row of figs and then some random placed figs, and I have a bunch of citrus I'm not going to show you because it's got leaf miners and they're just ugly. But over here is Barbados cherries that I got on clearance at Lowe's, and there wasn't nothing wrong with them. They're growing, and then I planted some holy basil in with them, but it don't look right in here. I don't know, that might not even be what it is. And then over here I've got a peach tree that I got on clearance at Lowe's. And then here is a mandarin, I think. But I think my most disappointing plant is the chayote squash that I had growing. I didn't know what to do, what I was doing with it really. And I had 3 of them, and they all just look pitiful, and they show no sign of produce anything. I'm about ready to cut them out, and in fact I already put in some Okinawa pink okra. I put one in there. I put one in each of the pots that has that chayote in it because it's just not doing good. But yeah, if you don't keep your grass down here, you will get snakes. There's my little, I think that's a mandarin too. But you'll get snakes and all kinds of bugs and whatever. But I don't mow. My daughter and my other family, they don't want me mowing because the doctor said no mowing, and I'm like, okay, whatever, dude. So my yard guy will come mow it back down, and then I do all the water and all the containers and deal with them and trim the baby trees and move them and haul them around. I don't know why it would be any different on mowing, but I'm happy with my garden this year, even though the pest pressure has been unbearable. I mean, I'm just constantly fighting as naturally as I can. Squash bugs, grasshoppers, and leaf-footed whatever, and leaf miners on my citrus. But I just put this bed in, and all it's got in it is some bean seeds, lima bean seeds. And then I just sat this plant, I don't know what it is, it just started growing, and I had some soil in that pot, and that started growing, and I thought it was pretty, so I just left it. So we're waiting for these beans these lima bean seeds to sprout. That'll be cool if they grow, but at this time of the morning, I'm in the shade, which is nice. But look at that okra flower on that okra. But if you look, you can see it's just really good. And normally by this time of the year, all of my grass would be dying. And I don't care if it's grass or ground cover, because, you know, as long as it's green and growing and the dogs can roll around and feel like they're special with their grass, or ground cover, whatever, it's fun. But at night it lights up really pretty, and it keeps me active and something to do out here. Not like I'm old and decrepit or anything, but it's something healthy to do, I guess you could say, while everybody else is busy, because my career field is different than other people's. And I don't work a 40-hour week, so it's good, you know? Get outside, grow some stuff. And my daughter to this day blames Lead Pharma, because right after, I would say a year after COVID, or Snowvid as we call it, I had started watching him on YouTube, and he was doing a lot of growing then, and he just made it seem so easy. So I started growing stuff, and then I started watching Homestead Heart and Sutton's Days, and I was really like, oh, I can do this. And I started canning, and I started growing things, and already I've put up 3 batches of the long beans and 4 batches of the tromboncino squash this year, and canning chilies and soups and just all kinds of stuff. I'm getting ready to pickle some okra, so that should be interesting, because a friend of mine likes that. But yeah, I got to deal with my citrus, because it just does not look good. But I have one citrus that is covered in babies, and so it's right here. I don't know if y'all can see it the way the sunlight is, but even it's being attacked by leaf miners. But look at all that fruit on it. If even a few of them turn orange, I'll be very happy. This is my Satsuma. Satsuma something. And I've had it for years, and it's never done anything. And now it's doing something, which is fun. But yeah, anyway, that's a hot mess of my garden. I had to clear it. I'll tell you, one of the problems we're having is with wasps. And on my studio here, the wasps were building nests on the actual door. And so I had to kill all those, which was weird. Probably, it could be because I had the dogs' water source outside. Not, my dogs are inside dogs, but they want water everywhere they go. And so I had water outside for them that I would switch out freshen and clean their bowl every morning when I watered. And, but that water attracts wasps as well here. I don't know about other places, but here in Texas, in central Texas, we have the weirdest bugs going on. I know everybody probably has that where they live, but I even put, these were tomato buckets, and I got sick of dealing with the tomatoes. There's still one right there, but I stuck some okra in it where they're getting eaten up by bugs too. That's probably my fault, because I don't do anything on them. And then over here I have some badly growing ginger, and some eggplant starts that I didn't do anything with that I've got to do something with. I think I maybe do a little chaos gardening, but it looks nice when the yard is done and I clean up the patio, because I still could put all this junky away where it belongs, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. And my daughter will be down this weekend and everything will need to be cleaned up. On the back side here, I have a crazy neighbor who is nothing but a demon, I tell you, a demon. And so down here, I put plants and stuff to grow, and because she put up this fence, she caused a lot of trouble putting up this fence, and the darn fence is already leaning. She took down the perfectly good fence between our property, and I said, I'm not paying to put up another fence line because of her. So I pounded in T-post, I put in pallets, and this is only so that, because she did not screw down all the boards on the end of on the bottom of the fence, she just did the top, and so the lower boards were not attached. And if you have big dogs, you know what happens. So I pounded in T-post, I put up pallets, and then I dropped garden beds in front of it, and the dogs leave it alone. But over here I have maybe some more okra and lima beans that might grow. We'll see. I don't know. The bugs are getting them probably. But yeah, the sun is coming in hot now, so time to stop showing people things and get inside. But I hope everybody has as much fun gardening as I do. I know I'm not good at it yet, but every summer I get a little bit better and I grow a little bit more. And from the number of jars on my shelves, I think I'm doing okay. And, you know, like I said, just get some YouTubers that are real easy to follow on how they make things, and before you know it, you'll be able to do everything. But I really do thank God that, you know, they put out their videos when they did, and I was of an open mind to learn and get past it. Now, if y'all in my videos hear me huffing and puffing and wheezing, I had severe allergy, bronchial issues for a lot of years, and somehow this past 2 years we've come up with a allergy medicine regime and a low sugar, no sugar, low carb, no carb diet, and my allergies have improved so much. But I do have scar tissue in the one lung, and that's why you'll hear me huff and puff if when I'm talking. So I try not to talk too much, but I just talked a whole lot, so that's it. Have a good day.